would maybe one or two pieces of advice that you would give them?
I wouldn't think about it too much. Like, don't get in your own head and talk yourself out of it. Like, if you have this idea in your head that I want to buy a property, it's like you got that rubber band and you're pulling it. As soon as you don't do it, instead of slinging off, you end up further back.
Today I have a guest on who's probably one of our first OG clients back in 2022. I remember the first time we spoke, and I remember the conversations that we had. I guess there was uncertainty, he's cautious, and then of course you had a plan or a bit of a vision, but I guess nothing set in stone or more of a goal. Since then, I guess a lot has changed. I guess the person you've become has changed a lot. And I guess through that journey since 2022, it's been now 3 years. No, 4 years.
4 years.
4 years
now.
4 years,
yeah.
A lot of things has changed, and unfortunately, your beautiful wife couldn't be here as well because it would have been good to have both of you guys here. Isaac, welcome to the Invest in You podcast.
Thank you, Frank.
Thanks for jumping on. I guess people will be listening and will relate with your story. I guess you came on 2022, market changed a lot from there to now.
Yep.
But more importantly, going back, who are you, I guess, and I guess when you started, or what made you start investing in property?
I think it was always a goal that was in the back of my mind, like having property. Like mum and dad, even Emily's parents have had property. They've had a few, so it was always a goal. But it was more, we didn't really know how to get there, and I think in a way we might have been a little bit hesitant or scared to actually get into it because we just didn't know, like having massive debts and something like that. So we had our property in Keilor East, which we bought. I was 21 when we bought that. And, we just didn't know where to go from there. And then, we pretty much, just went, my cousin Yanni went through you guys, and I was having a chat with him, and he goes, you should go through Fresh Start, see how you go. We had a meeting, and I think we paid the deposit to get it started the same night, and it was pretty smooth sailing from there, and I didn't really think about it during the time. It was just sort of happened, and next thing you know, we had another property, and
things happened. Just took off from there. What was the experience when you first came on? Like, was there a bit of uncertainty, or what kind of there uncertainty? And then did it change after some time?
It was very daunting. Like, how do I explain it? Like, it was very daunting going on. Like having a chat with you guys going, we're going to spend a lot of money here, like on something that we're not even going to live in or see, which anything that we'd spent money on, it's always been like, maybe a car or the property that we're living in or whatever it was. And then putting that trust in someone else was a little bit daunting, as I like doing stuff myself, and same as my wife. But we sort of just did it and just went, let's see what happens. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? We just sell the thing, and 4 years, 5 years later, we still got the property and it's doing well. So it was the right decision.
We'll touch on, I guess, when growing up around the table at home, your parents investors or had properties, or was there conversations about, building wealth?
There was always talks about money and just life advice. Like dad can pull out a quote for almost anything, like all the time. But they, even with his business and stuff like that when he was younger, we'd always hear stuff. They were pretty open about it. Like, they didn't really hide stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
So I had a fair understanding about it. But to be honest, when I was younger, I didn't really ask enough questions about it. It wasn't until I bought my first property that I started asking the questions, and then that's when I learned so much more from there.
When you bought the home?
My home that I live in, okay. And then I started asking a lot of questions, and then and then from that sort of snowballed to talking to someone that went through you guys, to me doing it too.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's how it sort of happened.
So having, I guess, the people, sounds like, you had Yanni that referred you.
Yeah.
Was your cousin. Then, of course, you had your parents that had a big influence.
Yeah.
Would you say that's a big driving force, and that helped you as well to kind of take that leap of action as well?
Oh, 100%. It makes it so much easier when you've got a bit of backing, I guess, and they're just like, do it. Yeah. Like, it'll be all right. So even having Emily's parents as well that have done it before, they've got a property in Sydney. So knowing that they've done it as well, it's like, okay, well, why can't we?
So, it's possible.
Yeah, exactly.
When you did come on, what did you think was realistic of, because we put a plan in place, of course, to show you what we can kind of build out. What did you think was realistic, and did you have any limitations during that time?
during that time, not at the start, not really. Like we were just sort of, let's buy one and then let's see what happens after that. So after we bought Perth, then we obviously went to Europe, got engaged, got married.
Done all the things.
Yeah, and we were going to wait till after we got married to buy our second property, but it was actually Emily's idea. Before we even got married, she goes, look, let's just get another one. The longer we wait, the worse it's going to be. And I was like, okay, let's give him a call again. I'll give Frank a call. And yeah, thank God we bought that. That was last year, I think, Feb or March it settled.
Yeah, was it March? June?
I think it was March. It's not a year yet. We haven't had it for a year yet. So
that's done pretty well as well.
Yeah.
So I guess that journey, so you first came on a bit not hesitant, but there's uncertainty, of course, like anything. You go out there, you do the first one, you gain that confidence, and then after that, you just believe in the process and keep moving forward.
Yeah, 100%. And that's all it is. And there's, like, you sent us I think it was a 10-year plan for it, and we didn't exactly follow your, like, 10-year plan with everything, just having, like, a business that started, also, like, getting married and all those sort of things. But I look at the way that we've gone about it now, we've been so much better off by just doing pretty much half your plan and having that, like, those things in the background sort of earning us money and just, like, having those investments.
Yeah.
So it's, like, not that if we followed it and everything, like, we would have maybe have 4, 5, 6 properties by now, but, we've just got the 3 properties that we have now, but then we've also had a lot of other things in our life that have grown because of the opportunity of having the investments in the back pocket through equity and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so when we first started working together, you're working for someone, now you got your own company.
Yeah, so
that's been a big, I think I guess at the beginning, of course, hard to get financing and things like that, but as life goes on, you'll probably be able to scale that portfolio even more. So sometimes you've got to take 2 steps back or 1 step back to go 2 steps forward as well.
100%.
And I think that will definitely help.
I don't think it's ever felt as if we've taken a step back though, even just knowing that there's things behind us. So it's not like I've had, you sacrifice in not, obviously blowing all your money on nothing and trying to put it towards something. But I don't know, just having something in the background, just working for you, doesn't matter what you do. It's just a bit of security and it never feels like you're actually taking a step backwards because you got something there.
Yeah.
There's something there going, no, you're all right.
Yeah, definitely.
Push you there.
Is there anything that comes to the top of mind that what you've learned when it comes to investing in property or things that help with whatever it is attached to property investing?
I don't, with the actual properties, don't put too much time into, how to explain it? Don't care about it too much. Like, we're paying you to do the caring about it. Like, with your own home, you get attached and you think about the colour of the walls and what tiles are in the bathroom. With a property, you just
let it go.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
If there's things that need to be fixed, you get a few quotes. You can be a pain in the ass. Go, nah, can I get 3 quotes on this electrical jobs that we need to do? Yeah. And then you choose the cheapest one. But for your own home, you want the best. But for that, you just want to make it comfortable and livable for the tenant that you have in there, and you want to make them happy at the same time. So
it's not getting too emotionally.
Yeah, and that was hard at the start because, only having your own home, it's all you care about. And even with Emily, she's like, I don't really, what about the facade? I don't really like that. I was like, we're not living in there. It's in Perth.
Yeah, definitely.
No, it's in WA. We're not going to go there.
And was that hard because you're a tradie? Plumber by trade.
Plumber by trade, yeah.
And I get a lot of tradies, they come in like, I want to buy something local because I can go there and fix it.
Yep.
How was that the beginning? We were going, okay, we're going to go buy something in WA.
I struggled when there was a few things that needed to be fixed, and I was like, I could go there. And I actually thought about it. I was like, all right. So I go down the Malabor, 5 days of driving, it'll take me 2 minutes. Yeah. But then I was like, nah, you just got to disconnect from it. It's literally a numbers game.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And even the one in Tasmania, that's been good. I haven't had anything with that property, but it's just I will never go down there to fix something. It's purely numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess the growth kind of outpaces what you could save on actually doing the job yourself as well.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So it's, like I said, it's just working for you. It's like a side hustle without actually doing anything.
Yeah.
if that makes sense. You're just
Yeah.
putting in the investment at the start and the money that you've done at the start. But then, it's just sort of something working in the background
Yeah,
for
definitely.
you.
So it's been 4 or 5 years now since we've been working together.
Yep.
How many properties do you have today?
3.
3.
Yep.
You want to walk us through each property one by one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can do that. Yeah.
So what was the first property? When you say 3, what was the first, number 1?
Was where I'm living
Your home?
at the moment.
Yep.
So that was just before COVID hit. And this was, I think, sort of sparked like just making your own decisions and going for it at the same time. Was everything on the news was saying that property is going to go, you're going to be able to buy a property for 20 grand again because the world's collapsing. And Emily and I just went, we should, we want to move out. Let's do it. So we literally, we went through a broker, and then we paid the deposit, and then the broker wasn't able to get the pre-approval. So we ended up having to go through another broker, and he got our pre-approval 2 days before settlement. So we nearly lost our deposit and everything on it.
Right.
So that was our first property, and then
Off the plan or anything like that, or was
it was already built. It was about it would have been 4 years old.
Beautiful.
4 years old at the time. So bought that, and then I think it was 3 years after, we were sort of ready to go, okay, we've got a bit of savings here. Like, what are we going to do with it? Because, one thing that we've been in our families, it's everyone says don't have money in the savings, like in the bank, like disperse it, don't put all your eggs in one basket sort of thing.
That's quite interesting. It's a different conversation that we had as kids as well. Like, my very, very tight, hold your money.
Yeah, my dad, complete opposite. I just remember him saying with anything, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So we're just like, well, what are we going to do? Like, we've saved, we've been good because COVID, you can't spend. Like, we're just at home. And we're like, all right, what are we going to do? And then, the conversation started, and then we ended up buying in WA. And then, from there we just,
first investment, WA, we bought that in Bunbury.
In Bunbury, yeah.
Walk me through the purchase price and kind of how that property has performed.
So we purchased that for, I think it was $375. I think we had Austin for that one. And then, we pretty much, Austin came to us, he goes, look, we've got to put an offer in for, I think it's like, maybe around $390. And then Emily, my wife being Emily, goes, no, tell them $350. And then we went back and forth, and every time we had to put in an offer, we had to sign this form. So we went back and forth, got it for $375, and then already had a tenant in it, which was amazing.
What was the rent at that time?
The rent at that time, I think it was $550. Yeah, $520. I think it was $520 at the start.
Because I remember that's when I was off the tools of buying, and I remember I was checking all the properties that were coming through for the guys. I was presenting, hey, what do you reckon? And I remember they passed me this one. I vividly remember it because it was in Eton. And I was like, $375. We'll probably get $375, $390 in between there.
Yeah.
Goes, it's rent out $520. I was like, geez, what a yield.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I think it was like 10%.
I think it was 7 or 8, maybe. Maybe I got to do the calcs, but it was very high.
Yeah, I remember it being high.
Very high. And then you guys secure that property from day. That's when interest rates would have been, because that's 2022. So interest rates would have maybe just started to come up. I think maybe during
that was still pretty low at that time. I think it was like maybe 3%, 4% at that time.
So was that property from date that cash flow positive?
No, it was negatively geared from the start.
Yep.
And then we're still about 10K negatively geared now.
But you've drawn on that.
Drawn on that for other properties.
Yep. So so you paid $375. That's 2022. Today, what's the property worth?
Well, we're looking at just before. I think it's roughly around 700 now. So
it's doubled in value.
Yeah, nearly doubled in value.
Doubled in value.
So
in the space of 3 years, probably had like 80-90% growth nearly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think the best thing about not looking at it or knowing about it is just when you do look, you're like, oh, like when this happened, you know what I mean? Like
pretty quick.
You don't go to your wife or Emily coming to me going like, hey, look at what this is worth. It's like, that happened.
Well, you hear the stories like, you know, your property should double every 10 years. Like we outperform that, which is great. Of course,
Yeah.
some people don't do it in 3, they're doing 4, 5 or whatever it
Yeah,
may be.
yeah.
But still a pretty fantastic result.
Oh, 100%. It's just good to know that it's there and it's doing well. And
Is that the best performing one in your portfolio?
Yeah. Our house in Melbourne here has, in the scheme of, we paid more than we did for Perth, and it's worth less now than it is for Perth.
Really?
Yeah.
But it did get some growth during that COVID period?
Like pretty much straight away I got 100 grand.
Yep.
And then that's what we used equity for Perth. And then from there it's been not much because it's just a townhouse. So you don't really have the land.
Yeah.
Love the location, best place to live, but
things will change.
Things will
will change.
but we're not really using it as an investment. Whatever
Yeah,
home you're in isn't really an asset unless you sell it. And then,
definitely.
Move out and spend less.
So we buy Perth or Bunbury, then we go to 1 or 2 years later.
I think it was 2
years.
2
nearly.
years.
We had a bit of a gap.
Yep.
Things happen, married,
Yeah.
overseas, come back. You're like, all right, we want to get number 2.
Yep.
Tell me that process of what you guys did then, how you got the money.
So the second process, so we found with the first property, we went through, I think we went through you guys for the brokerage, and it all worked out. We got the property, we did what we want. But for the second one, we just wanted a better understanding on how it all worked and how much money we can borrow, because we sort of you made it too easy. We just give everything and then it's sorted. But we just wanted to know a bit more about that process. So we went through our own broker for the next property, and then he pretty much gave us a limit of this is what you can spend. And then, we handed that over to you. And then Em and I pretty much, we like a property that's single story brick. And then, we pretty much just gave you a budget. And I think that one took maybe 2.5 months until we found the property that we liked. There was a few townhouses getting shot back and forth, but we're a bit stubborn and we're like, look, we're in a townhouse now. We haven't had the growth. We want land. We want a property on a half decent sized block. So that came through and then
Secured that one.
Where
was that property?
That is in Somerset, which is 40 minutes from Devonport.
Yep.
In Tassie.
Yep, nice.
Yeah.
In the Burnie region.
Yeah.
So we purchased that 2023, 24, around there?
24.
Start of 24, I think it was?
Yeah, start of 24.
And so what did we pay for that property?
That one I think was 380.
380.
Yeah.
House?
House, yeah.
Nearly 600 squares, somewhere around there?
Yeah, I think it's 640.
640. It's not, I think 3 bedroom.
3 bedroom, 1 bathroom.
Yep,
But,
beautiful.
Yeah.
So pay 380? 380 you said?
I think it was 380.
380. What was the rent on that property?
That one was a bit lower. That was 400, but the tenant we got in there is really good. So we've just been pretty comfortable with that. We did put it up again we're at 420 at the moment.
Yep, beautiful.
So we'll do little increments
Yep.
for a while with that. We're just waiting for that boom.
Yeah.
Tassie, there's so much going on there. So
And now that property, we're looking at the value before. Now, do you know what the value of?
no, I don't actually know. I haven't actually checked. To be
So
honest.
I looked at this one, and I looked at it at 490.
Oh, really?
What the value is coming at?
Oh, that's all right.
So it's grown 27%.
Yep.
Since
So
you
in
guys
1
have
year.
owned it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done a
that's
fair
crazy.
few vals around that where we've bought a lot of property around there because I've got a property in the same suburb
Yep.
as you as well. And a lot of our clients are getting that 20
Yep.
plus % already since they've.
Well, I
purchased
think
it.
what sold us on Tassie was when you wrote that report for the area and the amount of money they were putting into, I think, the schools, uni, transport, and roads.
Yep.
And then I was like, well, how's it not going to?
Not perform.
They're putting in millions into
Yeah.
that area. So I was just like, okay. And that's information I'd never know,
Yep.
myself. So,
Yeah, it just makes sense.
and that's what sort of sold me on that because we'll just like, I'd like come and go Perth again.
yeah.
It's like, we can't afford the property that you bought 3 years ago.
Yeah,
I
things
was-
have just
I
changed.
was like, oh, okay. What's next? So,
Yeah. And I guess you've learned through that process. You've got, these properties now. You've got a pretty big property portfolio, over $1 million, not including the home,
Yeah.
of course. Probably getting close towards a 2 million. price
Yeah,
point.
I'd be about that. Yeah, we're getting there
which
now.
is fantastic. So the LVR on the properties, they're a bit negative at the moment because you've
Yeah.
redrawn the equity.
Yeah.
So you got your properties, they're done extremely well. What's the goal now for you and Emily? What's the vision? What do you guys want to try and achieve?
I think between us, we're thinking another one or two. And then from there, we're just going to sort of sell the one that we think is, and obviously through you guys go, okay, is this one, has it got much more in it? Are we ready to sell? And then we pretty much want to be living in our home pretty much mortgage free.
Yep.
And that was the goal sort of from the start.
Yep.
Because, you just can't keep up with the prices going up of property and your wage. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
we're having this conversation. I'm like, what are we going to do? And I'm like, I can try and earn $1 million a year, or you can become, the principal of your school, but you're just doing more work for more time, more of your time.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we need to change this? So,
Trading time for money.
yeah, 100%, which is not always the best case.
Yeah,
Or never
definitely.
is the best case, really.
So would you guys upgrade? Is the goal to upgrade the home or just stay what you guys are comfortable with the home you got currently?
Nah, we'll sell our
Yep.
home and then, So at the moment, we could probably sell Perth in our home and get something, rough. We would have a bit of a mortgage, but I'm like, in my
Very
head,
low.
in our heads, we're like, "Oh, if we can get no mortgage, then that's it. Like, no
Definitely.
interest, that's it. Got the property. Don't worry about it.
The best thing is you guys got time on your side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
both under 30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
we're both
like,
28.
pretty cool what you guys have done in the space of, 28 years old, got 3 properties, including the home as well.
Yeah.
But you got a bunch of equity. You got the opportunity to keep buying, but then of course sell and buy that dream home.
Yeah, well, the options are opened, and that's been part of the process throughout the whole thing. Is we didn't really want to put ourselves into one spot. Like,
Yep.
sort of wanted to keep it open. Like, we both put money into stocks as well. So, like I said, not putting all your eggs in one basket and trying to mix it up as well. So,
How's that when you compare both different? They're very
property's
different.
better. Like at the moment,
Yeah.
to be honest,
Even the growth there. How's the growth been on the stocks that you guys have been doing?
what is it? I think it was like 11%.
Yeah,
I think.
annually.
Yeah, it's on my app. I got Vanguard.
Yep,
We just
yep,
go through
nice.
Vanguard. So we just put like $250 a fortnight each into that, and then just sort of let it go.
Yeah.
So, and that's it.
That's good. So with the principles that you've learned, has that the Vanguard stuff that you've been investing in as well? Did that come on before working with us, or is it as
After,
after?
yeah. I think when you sort of get into like, oh, we're investors now. Like, we're going to do stuff. Oh, what else? Like,
Start listening to things.
you start listening to
reading.
things like, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And because I know Emily was listening to another podcast. She's on the money, I think it was, and she had some very good points. Very similar. Like, I feel like people that are pretty smart and in that field all have very similar like points. Like, so like she was talking a bit more about some stocks at one stage, and then Em's like, "Oh, we should do it." And I was just like, "All right, don't think about it. Let's just you do it." So yeah, that's how it sort of continued. Yeah,
It's funny how when you start to do things, you start to gravitate in a positive way to, if you're doing positive things, of course. But like property's had a massive influence on you guys now. It's like, all right, next steps. Now we're going to invest in Vanguard. But then, of course, you build those principles. Then when you decide to have children, you're like, hey, like we can pass them on to our kids.
and
our
being
knowledge.
and being very honest as well with like your friends and family that ask you questions about, even like, we're pretty open. Like, if someone asks us like, how much money did it cost for this? How much are you negative geared? Or how much do you need to save for this? Or what's it costing you for this? Like, we'll tell them, like, because I just think if more people told me that when I was younger, then I'd have more of an understanding. So, because I feel like some people can be a bit hidden with what they've got, especially investing. Like, I don't want to know your personal life, but with investing, where me and Em, if someone asks us like, how much money did it cost to buy this property? It's like, okay, this. How much does it cost to keep it every year? It costs us this.
Yeah.
Like, we'll never lie about it, because I'm like, well, if you want to do it, it's good for you. Like,
You could be robbing, how I look at that is you could be robbing someone from not succeeding, from not sharing,
yeah, 100%.
And if you might tell a friend or a family member, then it's like, oh, you know what? Isaac done this. I'm going to go do this, or I'm going to look into it. And then one thing leads to another. It's like how Yanni told you
and
what he was doing.
And I've had 2 people that have bought properties
as well.
as well. Yeah. And then, and then it was just from being honest. Like,
was that just a general conversation with them at the table and kind of sparked from there?
one person was friends with my brother, and then he called me. And then another one is one of my good mates. and we were just having the conversation just on a night out.
Yeah.
I was just telling him, and I said, just call me tomorrow. I said, we'll actually have a chat. I'll tell you. Like, I'll give you the sums, we can sit down. I just sort of told him, and he just went, okay.
Makes no sense.
And he did it himself. Yeah. So
pretty cool feeling.
yeah.
Isn't it?
No, 100%. Well, you just want the people around you to do well as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
It's a good way to be.
Yeah.
Definitely. The lead up, even from prior, even maybe now, is there buffers or things that you do from like cash flow wise, managing things and doing things a little bit differently? Because now you've got, a few properties, there's maintenance, there's things that come in as well with requests and, the income that comes from the properties. How do you go about managing all that?
So the way Em and I do it, and it's changed throughout the years, but we've kept it the same way, I think maybe for the last 3 or 4, is we sort of have a base joint account which looks after investments, our home, groceries, bills, and we know what that is per year. So then we pretty much every week we transfer money into a joint account which covers the base of all that, and then the rest is our saving and living. And Em's a bit more organised. She's got, like a Europe account. Like she's got about 7 offset accounts that she has.
Yeah,
I've just got 2. I've just got the joint, and then this is my money saved and
that must be a game changer for you guys.
100%. And then that's worked for us. Because
who taught Em or yourself to like do that? That's pretty. Like, I don't get that quite often, to be honest, with clients. So that's quite hearing that the first time from you is pretty interesting.
To be honest, I think it was just we did it the opposite way at the start. So we had both our money together in a joint account, and then we transfer, our weekly spending money or whatever it was into our savings, and we just spend off the joint. But then I feel like we're just too much in our pocket about what we're spending, because we'd never had a mortgage before. So we only joined our accounts once we bought a house.
Yep.
So I think we just didn't know how to spend that, because we'd never spent that much amount of money on like a mortgage or food, or, mum would always cook and stuff like that. Like I never had to buy dinner in my life. And then having to do all those things, I think we're just too much in our pocket looking at what everyone was spending. I was like, well, how about we don't know that? But as long as everything's getting covered at home in our life, like that section, then we can do whatever you want with your savings.
It's interesting. It's good.
Yeah. Then you have a chat, you reevaluate. So, if we're going to buy another investment, we'll be like, do you reckon we've got enough if we want to go do another thing of this or whatever? And then it's just the conversation. Be like, I've got enough. Like, I've got this X amount saved. Yeah, I've got X amount saved here. Yep. Yeah, all right, let's do another one.
And then you know how much you're saving per month. You go, okay, if we buy another properties, what's going to look like?
Yeah.
Reverse engineer it. Okay, we can afford it. Oh, no, we can't. We're going to have to,
Yeah. Well, if I buy another property and I'm like, okay, this might be $8,000 negatively geared. All right. Can we afford putting an extra $8,000 over the year each into a joint account? Yep. All right, cool. Then it's done. That's it. You don't have to think about it.
Looking at now, I guess, your portfolio, going back to that, do you think there's still potential for more growth with some of the properties that you've got? And what's your take on, some of those markets?
I think Perth still has a little bit in it. I'm no expert in property. Like, yes, builder, plumber, like the whole business is around building, but we're not experts in the growth of properties. So I think Perth has a little bit more in it. Tassie, I don't know, you just get this feeling it's just going to
take off.
Just take off with everything that's happening there. Not even just it's not even about like the AFL team going in. Like, we sort of were set on it before that even sort of came about.
Yep.
So I think Tassie has a lot more in it as well. And the next one that we buy, wherever it is, I think we've got the trust that it is going to go up. Like,
You just believe in the process now.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So I guess, look, it's been a journey from 2022 to now. A lot of things have changed. If you had to give a piece of advice, say, to someone else listening or watching, someone that's maybe similar in your shoes, or from where you started, what would maybe 1 or 2 pieces of advice that you would give them? They feel like that's helped you as well.
I wouldn't think about it too much. Like, don't get in your own head and talk yourself out of it. Like, if you have this idea in your head that I want to buy a property, and it's like you got that rubber band and you're pulling it. As soon as you don't do it, instead of slinging off, you end up further back, every single time. So if you get that idea in your head, start the conversation, whether it's speaking with you guys or other people, whatever it is, just make that decision and go for it.
Yep.
Like every day of the week. Otherwise, if you keep having good ideas and you keep not doing them, you just end up going into a rut.
Yeah.
You just don't end up doing anything.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think as well, like from the beginning, you said surrounding yourself with good people. You had a good group of people around you as well that helped with that as well.
I had a good group of people, but I also wanted and found those good group of people. Like it's so easy to not like it's how to explain it. So all these people that have done these investment things or property or businesses or whatever, like I've put my time into wanting to know them and ask them questions and stuff like that. So it doesn't just fall in your lap.
Yeah,
you know.
You have to go out there. And
Yeah. There's a lot of people that I know that I didn't know 5-6 years ago that I'm actually really close with, and I really like talking to them or talking with each other. And it's just become like a mutual thing. It's just like, okay, you're doing well in this field. You want to talk to me about this field, and you just sort of bring yourself up together. There's enough room in this world for everyone to do well.
Yeah, definitely. How do you go about finding those type of people? But sometimes, there's people listening, they're like, they feel stuck. They feel like, I don't have these people in my life. I don't have these opportunities. Like listening to yourself or me. How did you kind of go out there and find these people?
So it started with, I did a course. It was like a Bob Proctor course. And then
for people listening, they may not know who that is. Like, do you want to give a bit of a background of kind of the teachings of what that's all about?
So it's hard to explain. It was a 12-week course. So it was a long course, and there's a lot of different steps in it. But this bloke is pretty much just about getting solutions, like doing your goals and everything like that. So I did this 12-week course, and this was before I bought Perth. And I think about a month or two after I finished the course, we ended up buying Perth, Emily and I. So like it's just about goal setting and whatever. And then I met a few people through that, and then you all just start talking, and then then you start talking to your friends about that, and then your friends start changing, and everyone just in your life ends up being better and doing better, and I love seeing that as well. So you can't push someone and force them to do something, but you can have the conversation with it, and then people sort of mold if they want to be hanging around you and they want to do well. It's just listen, talk to each other. Like everyone makes mistakes, but you're there to bring everyone up. It's not a competition. I'm not trying to put you down so I can step up higher.
So one of the things that it sounds like you invested in yourself first, and then you went down that path of investing.
100%. So yeah, I did the course, and then I think I just did Emily's head in every night about this course and saying, oh, look what I learned today. This is what I did. And then now I think without her even realizing, she's instilled a lot of those like qualities as well. And then now she's like I said, she's the one that's like, all right, what are we doing next? When's our next property? Like she just doesn't have that fear anymore. Like she's just like, yep, this is what we're doing.
So at the beginning, I remember she was nervous.
She was nervous.
You weren't as much. You're like, no, it's all good.
Yeah. I was trying to go.
It's just changed.
Now it's changed. Now I'm like, now it's just having a partner or someone with you that's
on your side.
On your side.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say supportive because you're doing it together.
Yep.
On your side it just makes everything so much easier. And I don't know. I feel like just you can talk about it when you want. Like you're doing it together. Like you're just like, all right, you got a goal at the end of the day. Like this is what we want to do. Sometimes that goal changes all the time. Like sometimes you're like, oh, this is what I want. Like,
of course, that's normal.
Like our goal at the start was we just want one property, like, and that's it. And then we ended up buying an investment, and then another one, and then the business has started and all that sort of stuff. Like your goals change every day.
Yeah. But
just having someone there that's on the same page as well.
So that course has helped a lot with that, believing in yourself and believing there's more.
Oh, 100%. And she's, like I said, she's around it a lot. Like she just understands these properties now, like more than me, to be honest. Like if you wanted numbers, she'd spit them out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's good to see that.
Yeah, no, 100%.
That's really good. Some people, beginning, they go through this journey. It's like they don't know anything, and then they come and they can become an expert.
Yeah, 100%.
Embrace the process, embrace the whole thing.
Well, I think we're an expert in trying to manage ourselves, but within the property things, like we leave that up to you guys, because sometimes having half an idea is worse than like not knowing nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's like anything. It's like you guys are good at what you guys do in your personal and professional life.
Yeah.
We're good at what we do, and that's where you have your people come in and help you. It's like you didn't know things that you learned when you learned from the Bob Proctor course.
Yeah.
How to, change your mindset, how to look at things a little bit differently, goal setting, how to use that to your advantage. One thing leads to another that helped you. You learned from a professional, you took on those skills, and today you still probably use some of those skills and you use other professionals to help you.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, even with work, you use them all the time, whether it's managing or wanting to take the next step or whatever it was. And, I've tried to instill a lot of those values even to my dad and brother who I'm in business with. So instilling those values and stuff like that just helps, everyone around you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Invest in yourself. That's why we named the podcast Invest in You, just because I think I went similar journey as you, down the same path as you, doing a similar course.
Yep.
That changed. I done that first, and that changed my life. And then I started investing.
Did you do it before you bought properties, or
Yes.
did you do?
Yeah.
Oh, so same thing.
Yeah, and that just kind of like I said, I got to do something here, and I started believing what was possible because I was like you. I was like, I thought I couldn't even buy a property before I started.
Yeah.
I thought like it was too hard. It was out of reach. But I didn't understand how it all worked, and then I started learning, started setting goals, started believing, started getting taught all these things. And then one thing leads to another. And
what do you reckon change? Like I don't know what your course. From the sounds of it, it was pretty similar. Like, what do you think changed, like in you, the most to be able to buy your first property? Because it's not.
I think it was a lot of things. There was things like I used to believe, and it's kind of different things, but like I used to have a lot of friends that were good at sports.
Yep.
And I used to believe there was talent. There was all talent, and I didn't realize it was skill that gets you to like the highest level.
Yep.
And some of my mates could have played AFL, or one of them could even play basketball for NBL, or maybe even go to the States, but they never went there. And when I started doing these things, it was like repetition and learning how to build on your skill. You can change your life dramatically by doing that. So then learning or changing on your mindset and believing and having the confidence that you can do this, then I started putting pen to paper.
Yeah.
And then that like one thing led to another. I started learning about property. So I understand finance. I understand how property works.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I'll gain the knowledge. Now I got like all the skill. And then you start to go, okay, that takes out the uncertainty or the fear.
Yeah.
And then that fear starts to remove, and you start to build that, certainty.
Well, it's making that knowing doing gap smaller. So I don't know, you've probably had conversations with so many people where they all know what to do, but then they don't do it. It's just like closing that gap. Like as soon as you go, all right, I know that I got to buy a property again, and then just doing it. And when that becomes the same level, then you can just continue doing stuff. Like you just don't have that fear. That fear goes.
Because the fear you get that irrational feeling, and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, and you just get it and you just throw it away. It's too hard.
Yeah.
But when you actually face it, like through the course and through other people helping you, and even having the accountability from people that are, friends and family, then you start to learn. And when you start to learn, you, like you said, you just have to close that gap.
Yeah.
Because people just run away from it.
Yeah.
And I believe that there's a fear, but then I believe there's things in life, like for me, when the pain hurts so much, you'll eventually do something and you'll move.
Yeah.
You make a movement. Like you get burnt, you try to put it out. You try to put out the fire in your hand.
Yeah, yeah.
But people, sometimes they stay in the fear and they let the fear keep like dictating their life, and they keep running away from it.
Well, it's like even going for a run.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm going to go run. It's like, I can't be bothered. It's so, and as soon as you say, I'm not going for a run, you feel good. Like you're like, oh, actually, I'm not going for a run. I can relax here. But the feeling you have after you finish that run is actually better than the one of saying, I'm not going.
Of course, definitely.
Before. Yeah. Like at the time, you don't think so. But then as soon as you finish that run, you're like, I felt good.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool what the mind, I believe the mind is the most powerful thing, and that's what investing's great. The properties are great. They grow and all that. But I think if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to do well. Because I've got clients, and I don't talk bad about it anyway. There's some clients that just, I feel like they can hold themselves back. They focus on little things. Hot water service blows up. They freak out. I remember one client, and it just pictures me as like, hey, your property's grown 17% in 1 year. They're like, oh, that's awesome, but I had a $2,000 hot water service blow up, and these expenses, and it's been not the best investment. And I'm like, okay, that's great, but if you frame it in a different way, look at it a different way, you just grown 17% in like 12 months. That's fantastic. That's more than average person that can get in property, and that can get you another property, and then you can do it again, and then by the maybe 5, 6 years, 10 years, you might have a $3-4 million property.
Oh, focusing on the positives will keep you going forward. Like if you keep focusing on the negatives, you think everything's shit in your life.
Yeah.
If you focus on those positives, even if there is things that aren't going great, if you focus on those positives, they become minor.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why you can't focus on the better things more, or focus on them just the same as you do with the negative. Like I feel everyone dwells on a negative, but then when something good happens, they just go, oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? Like that just happened. Like celebrate it. Like talk to people about it. Tell people about it. Like how good's that?
And I think this end part is probably the most important part of this podcast. People listening, going back, listen to what we've just spoken about, the mind, doing the course, investing in yourself. I think that plays wonders.
Yeah, I think you got to get your mind right before you start doing all this stuff. And, you know, even talking with you guys now, it's like a breath of fresh air. Like you talk and you just talking to people that they're on the right mindset. Like, you know, you doing a course before you started buying property and doing this business. Like, you know, you're talking to people from that experience. Like,
yeah, definitely.
If you're a negative person and I was trying to buy a property through you, you wouldn't actually buy it.
Yeah, you wouldn't buy it. Yeah, exactly.
I'd be giving you the money and be like 2 years later, nah, it's all shit here.
Yeah. Imagine that. Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah.
So definitely, I definitely agree with that. So, it's awesome. I think you need to invest in you.
Yeah.
Once you invest in you, go out there, buy your own property.
Yeah, sounds good.
Start there. Thanks for coming on the podcast and thanks for sharing your story.
Thanks, Frank.